Have you ever heard of Pippi Longstocking, Emil of Lönneberga, and Karlsson on the Roof? Well, then you know they are all characters in Astrid Lindgren's stories. But did you know that she is one of the world's most translated authors, and that children all around the world read her books? Astrid was born just over 100 years ago in the small town of Vimmerby in Småland. And right there in Vimmerby is where you'll find Astrid Lindgrens World.
Välkomna till Astrid Blomklang.
Hallå, stopp! Hallå!
In Astrid Lindgrens World, you can actually bump into the characters from her books. In Mats Fort, you'll catch Ronja and Burke jumping back and forth over Hell's Gap. In Kathult, you can find Emil running past, sometimes with his father Anton hard on his heels. At Villekulla Cottage, Pippi might be getting a visit from Constables Kling and Klang. Mardi and Abby are enjoying a sing-song by the river, and Karlsson on the Roof is pottering about, while Rasmus and Paradise Oscar saunter past, bundles on their shoulders. Keep your eyes open wide, as there's always something exciting taking place somewhere in the park. All the different settings in the park will be familiar to you from Astrid Lindgren's stories, but it is the people living in them that make a visit to the park really exciting. I mean, what would Junedale be without Mardi and Elizabeth? And how lively would Mats Fort be if there were no robbers? Astrid Lindgren's World is a living environment where scenes from Astrid's stories are performed every day, and not necessarily on a stage. In fact, most of the time you will experience the characters more closely than that. Sometimes you might even find yourself at the center of events. Once the performance is over, it's your turn. Jump in and play right where the action took place. Climb all over Mats Fort together with Ronja, or play with Pippi, Tommy and Annika in Villekulla Cottage. How about going down a slide with Karlsson on the Roof himself? During our peak season, we have around 50 different performances every day. All include lots of singing and music. It doesn't matter whether you are young or old. There is something here for everyone.
Du och jag, Alfred.
Du och jag. Tror jag det.
Astrid Lindgren always cared for children and their right to play, which is why this theme runs like a red thread throughout Astrid Lindgren's World. We also have playgrounds here that you won't find anywhere else, except in Astrid's books, of course. How about the play barn in Kathult, Simon Small's house, Noisy Village, Troublemaker Street, the Old Mill, and Mats Forest? But to have enough energy to play, you have to eat. There are lots of picnic areas here in Astrid Lindgren's World. If you bring your own food, all you have to do is pick a nice spot. Björkdungen, the birch grove below the tiny town, and the picnic path are two nice places. Proper barbecue spots can be found by the mill and the birch grove, and by the tiny town. Our own restaurants serve everything from basic lighter dishes to hearty traditional Småland home-style fare. We even serve potato dumplings. Whatever you choose to eat, you will enjoy food that has been locally produced and carefully prepared and cooked by us. Then, of course, there are the shops in Astrid Lindgren's World. Tiny Town's Sweet Shop and the Sweet Factory in Kathult, for example. But the most important shop is, of course, the bookshop. It has all the books ever written by and about Astrid Lindgren. And many of her books are also available in English. Astrid Lindgren's world is a place full of stories and exciting events, games and adventures. And even though at times there are quite a few others who want to play with Pippi and the other characters, you won't find any cues to our settings. The majority of our visitors stroll leisurely about in the park and experience Astrid Lindgren's stories at the children's pace. We think this is a good thing because we believe that children have the most fun when they get to decide themselves. Since there is a lot to see and do here, we recommend that you stay for 2 days. Spend the night in our own chalet village and camping, located right outside the park gates. But remember to book well in advance, as there are many people who want to spend more than 1 day together with Astrid Lindgren's characters. We open mid-May when the wood anemones are in bloom and stay open throughout summer and autumn. We finish the season with a week-long traditional Småland autumn crafts market at the turn of the month October-November. Welcome to Astrid Lindgren's world, where fairy tales come to life.
Tack för den här gången och välkommen åter.